Hey Sagittarius, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekly reading for March the 27th through April the 2nd, 2023. Sagittarius, we have made a decision and dailies will resume on April 10th, unfortunately. I wanted it to be the 3rd, but you can't always get what you want, I guess, right? So this will be your last shuffle here. One more week of weeklies. We have courage, okay, and we have optimism. Now, the energy of this is very good. This means that you have to still try to see the silver lining in your situation, which may mean that it's not so evident that everything is going to work out in your favor. You may feel like, how is this going to work in my favor? And also too with courage, that means that you're actually facing something that maybe you've never faced before. Okay, so it's something like you don't know what's up ahead, but Spirit's telling you that it's so important that you are very optimistic about what's up ahead because it's not as bad as it seems. Ooh, not at all. Look at that. Also have to have the courage to cut out things that do not go according to the way that, like if you said this is what I want and this is how I want it, right? Say you're buying a car, and you're like, I know what I want. I want these particular specs, right? I want these particular features. And someone presents something to you, looks just as good, but it doesn't have certain features. They're saying you have to have the courage to turn it down. You have to have the courage to be like, no, that's not what I said. And I'm telling you, you need a lot of courage if you're going to a car dealership. When I went years ago, though, they were just like, I go in and they're just like, yeah, I'm telling them what I want. They're trying to, hey, let's test drive. I go out, it's a whole different car. I'm like, yo, you want to waste time? Sure, fine. But this is not what I wanted. This isn't what I asked for. Uh, but they're adamant about trying to sell you something else because they want a certain commission. Maybe they're supposed to sell a certain thing. However it goes, right? Now the courage, Queen of Swords, Nine of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. You may have to turn something down because it, like, you want something and it's more than you thought it was going to be, or you get there, and they're saying, oh, you know what, instead of it being 9.99, it's really 22 something something, and you're like, nah, that's not what you advertised. You have to have the courage to stand up and say, nah, that's not what it was, and quickly too. Don't back down here. Now the optimism, and it doesn't have to be an object that you're buying, but I'm just saying because of the Five of Pentacles, this would be like, nah, you're spending more than you expected to, or you have to have the courage to hold back, reject something here. So optimism here with the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Definitely you're going to have to be optimistic because you are fixed on something that they're going to try to, you're going to be, someone's going to try to take advantage of you and make you feel like you have no other choice. If That's usually what this speaks of, right? You're going to have the courage to be like, still calm and say, this isn't going to work for me. You're not putting me in a box. This is what I said I wanted. That's what it's going to be. It's very difficult to do that in this place because it still presents itself as everything you always wanted. Just like how they say the devil does, right? Everyone's like, oh, I think I would know toxicity when I see it. And that's not how it works. The devil comes wrapped in everything you want. Okay, I think it was in the Quran, I'm not even sure, where they were speaking, and I'm super paraphrasing, but speaking of how the devil will approach us in these days and times, where we all think it's going to be hooves and horns. It's definitely not going to be that. It's going to be wrapped up in the prettiest bow. Like if you're looking for a person, you're like, I think I would know a toxic person when I see it. You expect it to look like Felicia off of Friday, which she's beautiful, by the way, but her character, she's unkempt, she's, dirty and all that stuff and such, and she's has addictions and such, but she's actually quite beautiful. But how what I would say is like the person that, you'd be like, oh, I would know because I'm looking for someone who's honest, I'm looking for someone who's this and that. The person, toxic people show up and as everything you want first, and then they quickly change, and that's like a red flag if they're everything you want, right? Because we all have our little quirks, right? they're going to be perfect in every way. And then when they know they've got you, then they turn that switch, right? They're saying you have to have the courage to see. You have to be optimistic first off and say, no, I'm very clear about what I want. If you see one red flag, walk away. Okay? Very, very quick. No matter what, even if it's some of what you want. Some of us have been accustomed to saying, well, I'll take some of it. I mean, come on. No, Spirit's telling you, you for sure, and not everyone else probably could do this, but you, Sagittarius, don't. Planning and action by the hump day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles. And what you need to be planning for your future. They're talking about putting a lot of energy in the future. How would this look for me later? Right? Because if you settle for less, you know you want certain things. It's like we said with the vehicle. You settle for this vehicle. Later on in the future, you know winter's coming. You wanted heated seats. You say, oh, it's okay, I'll take away the heated seats. No, that's what you wanted. You wanted a certain windshield that has a certain feature. You know that a certain season is prominent in the area that you live or the area that you're going to live in. You need to stick to your guns. And they're saying plan for that, okay? They're saying don't miss the opportunity. Don't become complacent. Don't settle for less. This is all that it's saying. Make sure you plan. You got your plan together so that you don't settle for less. Right? That plan is, it's important to have this for this plan. I'm sorry, but that's just it. By the weekend, happy success, death, and Four of Cups. By the weekend, you're looking at, you're walking away from things that you already know are not going to work for you. You're successful at this, right? And it all starts with optimism. You have to be brave enough to say no. And I know Sagittarius can do that, of course. I've got a sister and a brother, actually two sisters and a brother, Sagittarius. They don't play. But also, though, such a beautiful soft heart underneath it. When they love you, they will make concessions for you. But this is the energy, Sagittarius, of you not making concessions for some certain things that you know you need to plan for your future. Okay, if you know you need this for a successful future, and it's a especially if it's like a second shot, or like you're getting a new shot at something, right? Or this is my new whatever. I'm buying this house. Do not settle for less on the house. I don't see house really as much, but I'm speaking on whatever it is because they're kind of throwing everything but the kitchen sink in about certain things. This week, just don't settle. I don't care what. Oh, we don't have fries. We have this. I mean, it's something as mundane as that. I said that that's what I wanted. I'm not. Well, then I'm not going to get anything, because even to that degree, right? You settle. That will be the time that they give you something that is subpar to the core, make you sick. You know what I mean? Stick to it. When Spirit says that, you never know how it's going to manifest. Don't settle. Don't settle at all. Okay? All right. So, the signs you could be dealing with. Basically, you have every sign here. The most prominent one is Scorpio. So, you could be a Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp. But I'm saying every single sign is here. So, you could be dealing with any of them. Okay? Or they could, of course, they're in your chart, right? Because we have all signs, or not all signs, but most of it, we have different signs in our chart. But that is what we've got here, okay? All right, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.